study,
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
The best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
REI has ultralight backpacking gear. So for you gram counters and ounce shavers, we made this ad ultralight with a base weight of just 13 seconds. The next 17 seconds, pure trail. Find more with less in-store and at rei.com.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
I'm Jessica Valant. I'm a physical therapist, women's health expert, and Pilates teacher, and my goal is to help all women feel strong, safe, and secure in their bodies. In this podcast, I'll share expert advice, facts, amazing guests, stories, compassion, and hope to help you meet your body in all seasons of life. So let's talk about what rest isn't. All right, so it's really important to understand what rest isn't before we can talk about what rest is. Rest is not sitting on the couch and scrolling on your phone. Rest is not being in front of the TV while finishing all of your work on your laptop. I say that not as a personal attack. I say it as someone who has really thought that that is rest, right? Like that's what my family has seen me do. The multitasking, like absolute queen of multitasking, meaning if I have to be sitting here, I'm going to make it efficient. I'm going to get a big bang for my buck out of the time that I have. I am the queen of that, right? Again, sitting in down in front of the TV, and I say that, let's say we're watching football. We're a big football family on Sundays. We'll always watch our local football games, and I will have my computer on my lap, making sure that I can get, maybe groceries ordered or something done for school, surveys I have to fill out, something like that. Like I will go down my to-do list in that way while I'm watching football. I'm not saying that's bad. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, but it's important to understand that is actually not rest. All right. Same with scrolling on your phone. You might say, oh my gosh, I have 5 minutes to put my feet up for the next thing that I need to do. But then you immediately put your feet up and pull out your phone and scroll and maybe get lost in the news of the day or whatever it is, or this person said that, oh my gosh, that's not rest either. Okay, just important to understand that. What rest is not. Rest is not those things. Rest is not ruminating thoughts. All of the thoughts of going over the same situation over and over and over again. Planning for a future conversation that you don't know if it's going to happen. It may or may not happen, but it riles you up a little bit. Going through past things that you can't change, wishing you had said something different and just staying on those thoughts over and over and over again. That is not rest. Rest is not trying to ignore your very real stress, to-do list, projects, needs of others, etc. Meaning, if those things are on your heart, are realities in your life, and you are just trying your best to ignore them, that actually isn't rest. And I feel like that's a message that comes across sometimes. You need to do this meditation. You have to go get that massage. You need to go on that retreat. Like these are the things that are going to solve everything for you. There's, again, a time and a place for those things for sure. And they can definitely be incorporated into a life of rest. But if you are asking yourself to do them or making yourself do them while also carrying the weight of very real stress, diagnoses, sadness, pain, worry for other people, if you are carrying both at the same time and they are competing ideas, then they aren't rest for you. All right. So, what is rest? I'm going to read you the definition first because this is really interesting. So, rest, again, it's not just sleeping more. Okay. It's not just doing all the self care. It's not just laying down, but doing 10 tasks and saying, you know what, but I laid down, so I rested. So now I'm going to move on. That is not what rest is. Deep rest is a profound psychophysiological state where the body's stress response turns off, allowing the parasympathetic nervous system to dominate for cellular rejuvenation, nervous system recalibration, and deep healing, going beyond mere relaxation or sleep by creating a feeling of safety to promote mental and physical restoration. I know there was a lot there, so we're going to unpack that. Okay. So the aspects of rest, first off, it's parasympathetic dominance. All right. And we've talked about this in our stress podcast in the past in nourishing your nervous system. But you have your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, which you do need. Okay. We're not trying to ignore it. We just want it to work when it needs to work in our lives, not all the time. But that's your sympathetic fight or flight. Then you have your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your what we call rest and digest. That is what is turned on when you come back to baseline, when you feel safe, when you feel nourished. That is rest and digest. That's parasympathetic. We want that to be the dominant system so that the sympathetic, your fight or flight, only turns on when needed, right? Like when you need that stress response, when you're doing a last minute project and you need that burst of energy, when you are going for a run or a sprint, when you actually are doing something for your safety and you need that burst of cortisol, that's when we want that stress response to kick in. But we need our bodies to be able to come back to baseline and be in parasympathetic. So that is one component of rest in your body. And that is why I say that true rest isn't like just going to get a pedicure, getting a massage, laying down, but then staying in that state of worry and wonder and anxiety and thoughts. If that is not parasympathetic dominance, that's body rest, like you're sitting down. Like I said, the massage might feel good, but it's not true rest if your mind is still going and worried about all of those things. So parasympathetic dominance is a part of rest. Feeling mentally and physically safe is a part of rest. And I cannot overemphasize this. In my opinion, it might be one of the most important pieces and one of the most under talked about pieces of true rest. If you don't feel mentally or physically safe,
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
then it's really hard to find rest. And again, I am not saying we're just going to fix that off the bat and you're going to be good to go. And I'm also not saying that you can't find rest until those things are gone from your life, because you can. And it's important that we find a way to do that because, as I've mentioned, it's really unrealistic to imagine and think that we're going to remove all the stressors from our life. We just can't, right? Like we can minimize them, and we should have that self-awareness and be able to minimize some of those stressors that we're bringing into our life. But there will always be stressors that come and go. And so it's not realistic to imagine that you're going to completely remove them. You can, though, find a way to still feel that sense of safety. And I'm going to say, for example, in your body, even if you have a diagnosis you don't understand. And those kind of things are important. Just that awareness is really important when it comes to finding rest, is that you also need to address anything that might make you feel really unsafe in your body, right? And unsafety, like when you don't feel safe in your body, that can manifest in lots of ways too. That can just be that you have pain you don't understand, that your body reacts in ways you don't understand. Your body is changing because of perimenopause or menopause. Maybe mentally you don't feel safe because you've recently moved. And so your mind just says, I don't know this place yet. Or you have something coming up and you're not sure which way it's going to go. So you're kind of feeling up in the air about things. All of those things can kind of make your body and your mind feel like it's in an unsafe situation, which then makes rest hard to find. So when you have that rest, again, you feel mentally and physically safe. You have parasympathetic dominance and cellular repair happens. So your body can repair its cells. And sometimes that's sleep and sometimes it isn't. Okay. So rest does not mean you're asleep necessarily. We want deep rest when we're sleeping, but deep rest can also be found when you're awake. And so finding a state of rest as a baseline, or at least as an option, even when you're dealing with those things around you, is really important. So we are not here to completely eliminate whatever storms might be swirling around you. I want to do that for you. And I think we can help decrease those. We're always working on that. But again, I'm always going to be here to tell you that I'm going to be realistic with you, that those are going to come and go still. But what we can do, even with the storms swirling around us, we can find a way to regulate our nervous system, to come back to parasympathetic, right? To come back to that rest and digest, and to find that sense of rest or moments of rest, even while that storm is happening. Thanks so much for listening today. I would love it if you could take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. It means a lot to us and it helps our content get out to more women who need it. You can find more of my resources at my website, jessicavalant.com, or find me on YouTube at Jessica Valant and Instagram at Jessica S. Valant.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.